Are children a blessing or a curse? That might be a strange question, but in the culture war that we find ourselves in, a battle between a traditional biblical worldview culture and the leftist culture, that is a key issue. I was thinking about that the other day when I was looking at a poll that was done. There's a big focus today on Ukraine and the battle in that country and the fact that citizens are volunteering, they're taking weapons to defend their own country. Someone did a poll of Americans and said, if your country was being invaded, if America was being invaded, would you stay and fight or would you flee? And it was very enlightening, not in a positive way. Some age groups, there were a majority of people who said they would flee the country rather than stay and fight. Some groups, a majority of those groups, said we would not fight for this country. And I think that plays into this whole issue of the culture that we live in, and we see that played out also in relationship to the view that our culture has of children. You won't be surprised, I don't think, when I tell you that many in our culture view children not as a blessing, but as a burden. And that plays out particularly in the policy debate related to the issue of abortion. But we see it also in relationship to education, where many people, in fact, many people, if you talk to them about whether or not you would consider homeschooling, many of those parents view that as, oh man, that's not how I want to spend my life. That's not how I want to spend my time. Because children really are not the key focus of my life. I want to pursue my career or something else like that. So the interesting thing is this article that I read in regard to that, where people did view children as a burden and something to be, in fact, many young people said, we don't want children, ever. Don't want to have children. That's a burden to us. Because they saw that this would distract, it would make it too hard for me to pursue my goals in life. And there was a psychologist who did a study, and this psychologist found that people who had children and invested their lives in their children, their educating of their children, taking care of them, providing for them, even when their life was more difficult, these people found that they felt more empowered. They felt better about life, even though their life was not easy. And I think that is important for us to consider today. In fact, it's important for us to get back to the biblical view of children. Psalm 127 said that children are a blessing and a heritage from the Lord. Blessed is the man whose quiver is full of them. As a grandparent, someone who was on the other end of the spectrum from people with younger kids, I can tell you that as you get older, children really are a blessing. I hope you'll click on the links below for more information and links to some of these stories. I hope you'll like this video. I hope you'll share it with your friends. I hope you'll subscribe to our channel. And I hope you will help us keep Texas families free.